Hi, and welcome to What's Stitching in the Cottage, a week in review and mail haul. I'm Jean, and this is Captain Stitches. So, come on again into the Stitching Cottage, and let's see what I've been working on this past week. It's been a fun week, I will say that, and it's been a hectic week, but let's get right into it. Thank you for joining me this evening. First of all, will remember, hopefully, that in my Facebook group, I did a little challenge. I challenged everyone to making something using yo-yos. And this is what I made using yo-yos. I covered this lampshade with them and added a little trim at the bottom just to set it off. But that is what I did for the yo-yo challenge, and mine is now complete. All I have to do is plug it in and start using it. And so, cute idea, huh? In fact, there are something like more yo-yos than I was expecting on this little lampshade. I'm glad I didn't pick a larger one because I think there is approximately 75 yo-yos that I had to do to cover this lampshade, but it was fun doing it. And then the other thing that I worked on this week was the little stitch along I'm having with some friends that we meet on our Thursday Zoom stitch day. And we are working on this Kathy Schmidt's woven wreaths panel. And last week I had done the snowman. This week I completed well, didn't quite complete. I see I have a couple left to do there that I forgot on the heart, which was the second week, and we were on the third week this week, and that was the bee down here with the crown and the leaves going around it. So got those complete, and next week will be this bunny in the middle. We are doing one a week, so worked on that, coming along. Real fun project to do. Works up quick. And then I showed part one of this new technique that I am using for some embroidery and decided that I was going to do part of my over the river and through the woods over. And it is with this cute coloring technique, which I on a video that I did on Wednesday is part one. I will drop the link for that video in the description box to this video so that you can see that, those of you that missed it. But I showed how you use the crayons to color in and then heat set it, and then you do your embroidery over the top. So I have only heat set half of this panel because next week I will be showing the process for how you heat set that and everything and how that works. So I did this half and I started embroidering it so you could see just how the embroidery with that color shading in there really sets off the work rather than it just being the plain embroidery. And so that is what I also worked on, which this is just an example of how it looks when it's not colored and is just the embroidery there. So kind of a big a big difference there, I would say. I like it with the coloring. So just so you can compare the two there. But that is what I worked on this week. And then also had to work on a few things that had to do with internet and Wi-Fi was having some problems. So yeah, my Wi-Fi kept going out, couldn't figure out what the problem was because it still showed that my Wi-Fi was on, but I have an extender booster out here and it quit working. So had to get a new one of those and get that installed and up and running. Not fun to be without Wi-Fi when you have a lot of things that you do that depend on that, but it's back and working. So that I also had to mess with this week. But on to mail haul. Um, get this stuff out of the way, which I have forgotten what I actually got in mail haul here. I don't think I showed any of this. this previously, but I did get the crayons, of course, for the coloring technique, and you need white crayons for that. So I got an extra, just one of the white crayons because you use a lot of white crayon in that technique. So those came in the mail as well. And then I am doing a cathedral window all by hand stitching, hand piecing. And I ordered the signature um, thread to be able to use in my quilting on that. I wanted a little heavier weight, 40 weight. So I got that to be able to use for that. And yeah, when it came to attaching all those yo-yos, I have a very old, um, can't get the box open. I have a very old glue gun. So I decided it was time for just a little bit of an upgrade on the glue gun. So I purchased this cute little one that has a stand for it, and it is a rechargeable rechargeable one, so it doesn't have a cord attached to it when you are trying to use it. And it is a dripless one also. So very handy, nice size to use, heats up very quickly. Great little glue gun to have. Yeah, put that back in there. And then let's see, I needed, what did I need? Oh yeah, I needed this for an upcoming quilt that I'm going to be doing, the girls getaway that I showed the patterns on that in my previous week in review. And this is just all the background fabric that I need for all of those panels. It's a nice Moda muslin, which is very nice high grade muslin. So that is what I got for that. And then they also had this new fabric line in that I just love this panel. It came in a dark colorway and a light colorway, and it gradiates from the lighter to the darker. And when you see this, some of you may be able to, and I'll roll it up so you can see it, but that's the dark, and it gets lighter as it goes down, all these beautiful, gorgeous flowers on it. I mean, isn't that beautiful? There are so many possibilities for this fabric, but I could see some really wonderful slow stitching and embroidery projects using that. So that is what I purchased it for, and I'm folding it the wrong way. We'll just get it folded so I can put it off to the side here and out of the way. And then, as I mentioned, sorry, that's a little noisy. Sorry about that. I am doing the cathedral window, piecing it by hand, and I needed more of the gray background that I am using, and I am going to be alternating the gray with pink, and I didn't have quite enough of the pink fabric I was using, so I got these two to go along with it, so I will have enough. So there will be one, two, three different pinks that I will be alternating that are all in this color family, along with the gray. And then of course the different ones that go in the center of the cathedral window themselves. So that is everything. Checking to make sure that I got in mail haul. Oh, there is a new monitor with the cameras back here that I also got, but we don't need to go into that. But that was something that I also got, and of course the new booster extender. But that's just miscellaneous stuff, not really the stuff that we're interested in for actually using in the quilting cottage. So Thank you all once again. I hope that it's going to be another productive week coming up. I hope to get a lot more done this coming week. Hopefully, not as hectic as it was tax time and all of that going on, but able to work on a lot more things and also bring you at least part two and maybe part three of the embroidery technique with coloring with the crayons. So take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. And until next time, remember, I can keep you in stitches. Bye bye, everyone.